listening to the Battle Ready podcast. My name is Aaron McManus, and I'm here with my dad, Erwin Raphael McManus. It's good to be here with you.
It is good to be here today on this very gloomy LA morning.
And we are joined by our friends in the booth, Brooke Odom Figueroa.
Hello.
And Austin St. John.
Oh,
hello.
Oh, it's good to hear you.
I thought it was Austin Powers.
We did that live podcast at conference, and my man didn't talk at
He
all.
didn't say a word.
I
said,
laughed a lot.
I said, Austin, interject. Remember, I said, Austin, interrupt.
Say
Austin,
something.
talk.
You did.
And then Austin barely breathed. I didn't even hear him.
He just
I
is
turned to
frozen.
Austin at one point and I said, "Hey, is your mic on?"
She did.
Dang.
And,
Did.
It was an eventful weekend. I'm tired.
all right, so everyone who doesn't know, we just finished the Mosaic Conference at the Rialto Theater, and we did a live episode of Battle Ready.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about, where Austin did not speak, but Brooke did speak quite a bit. And
You make it sound like I ran up there and took the mic.
wrestled the mic from Aaron's hands, beat him.
I was very nervous and
Yeah.
very anxious during that session.
You did seem very antsy,
Yeah.
but actually in the episode, you were calm as ice.
Yeah.
If
is
ice is
ice
calm.
calm?
I beat you there.
It was over 500 people that you were doing it. It was not a small crowd.
No, it was great. And the crowd was electric. They were really receptive and really involved. And we had people fly from not only across the country, but across the world because of Battle Ready.
Yeah.
And they were there. So we're going to post that live episode of Battle Ready for our Patreon members.
We are. So if you have not heard, we started a Patreon, which is essentially like an online subscription community. You can join. There's different tiers, and you can kind of like add and pay as you go. It's $5, I think 10, 20, 40. We have different fun little
You
category
should start the other way
names.
around. It's 40, whatever, 20, 10, 5.
Why?
Because I want people to subscribe at the $40.
People have. People have. It's crazy.
Yes. And
I'm grateful for it.
We're so thankful for everyone who's already joined us.
Yes. And we just broke our 100th member
That's
last night.
amazing.
I think we're at like 105 or something. I got to figure out how to turn these notifications off. I keep
So
getting them.
if we can get to about 1,000, we'll stop losing money.
It's so funny.
So it's great. Thank you guys so much for helping us in our slow bankruptcy.
No, I mean, I think the reason for it, we've never really monetized the
At all.
podcast. We've done like some merch stuff it doesn't really make money. It kind of just pays for itself.
Because the merch is fun. It's just
The merch
it's
is
just,
fun.
It's just for fans.
It's good. It's good for the community. It's good for the team. We used to do like Spotify had this thing where you could kind of, support your podcast. And then they switched it on us. We had a few hundred there, but we haven't monetized in 2
No.
years. So
And what's interesting to me is so many people have asked us to create a way where they could give. And then before they said, is there a way you could create a way where you could give more? Because
yes.
against Spotify, it was very limited.
Yeah, it was like $1 or $5 or something. Yeah.
And so now there's the opportunity. And if you are a part of Battle Ready, if you join us every week, we'd love your support. It'd be incredible to have you keep this going for years and years to come.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So,
What's up?
but anyway, that
Okay.
episode of Battle Ready that's live at Mosaic Conference will be live this week
Yeah,
for all of our Patreon members.
it will be. And I did hear that it was some people's favorite.
It was really good.
What's the title of that one? Did we title it?
We wrote down some options.
What are your options? Let's,
What are the
let's say them
options?
out loud.
Let's
We need your mic up a little bit, Austin,
we got options. Well, in the meantime, while they get the options,
because they're not ready.
I had a really interesting. What?
Well, okay. So one was Conduit of Calm, which I don't
Sounds
think
like a bad superhero's name.
I see in your face. But the other was, okay, just for everyone who's maybe on the fence about Patreon, Aaron, you and Pastor Erwin both got really vulnerable in this live episode.
Did
and
we?
You did.
I blacked out.
And yeah, that's when you get vulnerable, when you black out.
I ended up crying in the next section.
You did.
Yeah, the session after Battle Ready,
Well,
I cried.
I asked what you both were reclaiming in your lives. And you said your foundation. And so one of our
Don't
title
give it
options-
away.
One of the title
We'll bleep
options
it,
was
we'll bleep it.
reclaiming my bleep.
Now you gotta say it. That sounds so nasty.
Well, yeah, if you're saying reclaiming your foundation, it sounds like Aaron wears makeup and he's putting on his foundation.
Hey, I did musical theater one time. I was not a fan.
Photos or it didn't happen.
No, there's photos, and I don't want to remember that it happened.
But maybe we should call it what we lost.
What we lost, or
Except it was more optimistic than that.
it was a really optimistic.
Yeah, it was a great episode. One of my favorite.
I think I was
And-
funny.
You were funny.
Yes.
You both found some mild humor in roasting me a little bit.
Yes, you're
We
always
did.
funny, Aaron.
We did.
That's the comment we get from people.
Thank you,
Aaron is
sir.
very funny.
Thank you, sir. I'm not feeling the love from you today. I'm really not feeling the love.
One of our friends, Brad Damphouse, sent me a text yesterday. Sent
We
us a text.
did.
And
He did.
It's pretty funny. You got to listen to this. I'm gonna read it. I don't always read people's texts, but I'm gonna read this because it came in yesterday, and I was so encouraged about our podcast.
Oh my goodness.
What?
This is ungodly. There's a furniture store that I just was like, I found this really cool chair and I tracked down where this chair is from. You have to like inquire over the price. The chair is guess how much. Here, let me show you the chair. And then guess how much. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
It's a cool chair, right?
Yeah, it's a cool chair.
Guess how much the chair is. We gotta put this chair
I'm
on.
gonna say 3,000.
Show us.
Ooh.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How much do you think this chair is?
I'm gonna guess.
It looks big. Like it looks like
Yeah.
a big sitting chair.
4,000.
So like
when the price is
one of-
right.
it's
If I'm
one of-
closest,
I mean,
do
I
get it?
guess tied because of the way you're responding.
Wait, 3,000?
Yeah.
Okay, so like it's one of those websites where you got to inquire on the
Mhm.
chair, and I
Yeah.
found it I was on a deep dive on an Instagram post. I was like, maybe I should buy a chair. I'm still like in that age where I get ready standing up. Like I don't sit down to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was like watching a show and I was like, oh, people sit down to put their shoes on.
That's something I've never thought about.
How much is it?
$18,000.
What?
No.
18? No.
Oh my gosh, I was guessing a stupid amount of money
I wonder what the
Right?
cleaning care
because I didn't want to go so low.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
18,000
Yeah,
I
but the
bet it
question
can
is,
only-
does it come with a pair?
Oh, yeah,
for
is it
each.
true?
For each. For
Oh my
each.
gosh.
Can it only be like spot cleaned with Evian water? Like
And it's not even new oak. It's reclaimed oak.
that's
What?
used oak.
Dang. Does it come with free dinner with George Clooney?
That would make more sense.
$18,000 each. No wonder they're just sitting there.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to read this text from Brad.
You
It
didn't
said-
laugh. That was a chair joke.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
Oh, I get
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
wasn't with
just
you,
like
but
they're
I'm
just
with you
sitting
now.
there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Just taking up. Okay.
That's good. Double
Read it.
entendre.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. From Brett. Thanks for delivering publicly visible belly laughs as I listened to Battle Ready Side Hustle. That was the episode in the gym earlier. I looked like a crazy person. You guys are doing great, and I'm very sorry to miss out on conference. And proud of you both. Big hugs, Brad. And I thought it was funny that he highlighted how funny the episode is. And I know when people talk about how funny Battle Ready is,
Yeah.
they're not actually complimenting me.
I love Brad. I miss Brad.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Brad's a wild stallion. That's what I call him. You put him in the category wild stallion. You just don't know. He's just always getting into something fun. Always
Mhm.
building something cool.
He's a true Boston
So-
boy.
He is. My man looks like Gronk. He is like. He reminds me of Boston. Anyways,
What was that movie
Miss
with
you,
Ben
Brad.
Affleck and
The
Casey
Town.
Affleck?
The
The
Town?
Town.
Down.
oof.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Brad's
good.
the town.
But like a more elegant version of the town.
Yeah. a non-criminal version. of the town.
Okay. So we're gonna get into conference recap. Is that what
No,
we're hitting?
speaking of the town, we're going to talk about what happened last night.
Speaking of the town.
See,
Speaking
did you
of
like that transition?
That was a
robbers.
great transition.
It's robbing season out here in California.
Woo!
Mhm, but not Robin Hood.
First of all,
Well, it is robbing.
Last
hood.
week-
robbing in the hood.
last week was conference, and I postmated some pasta because it felt like a pasta evening.
Mm-hmm.
I took a little stroll to get something to like drink from the grocery store because there's a grocery store a block away. Come back, pasta's gone.
Oh.
Pasta's gone.
So you're feeding.
I'm feeding the
homeless.
block single-handedly. So I felt violated. This is like the 17th time that's happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a warehouse
Mm-hmm.
downtown Los Angeles.
Yep.
And we store a lot of Mosaic stuff there, and we store some McManus stuff there, and we store whatever. we have stuff. And it really, it's like where a lot of our production stuff lives, or like things that kind of need to go in between campuses, XYZ. So obviously during conference, people go in and out, people grab stuff, people leave stuff, and there's like a whole process. We have like a whole warehouse Slack channel on like how to like protocol and how to take care of the warehouse. So I guess on sometime between Sunday and Monday, someone broke in through the window, which everything's barred. Everything has like 6 master locks on it. Everything's chained. It's crazy. Like to get in is a mission. And someone breaks in through the window, through a space that I don't know how Milo would fit through it, Brooke, your son.
True.
And gets in, bends this like wrought iron bar back while he's going through like glass, and also scales like a 20-foot fence, like a 15-foot fence with like barbed wire all over it. I don't know, whatever. So that happens. Our guy Michael shows up yesterday morning to the warehouse to check in on some stuff. The door is flung wide open. He's in there checking on things, and a guy comes out of the bathroom because it was like an old factory. Guy comes out of the bathroom, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And the guy's like, "You know what I'm doing here." And Michael's
That
like,
sounds like a Dahmer moment.
"Yeah, that sounds weird." I was like, "Michael, you're about to be barbecued. Do you not watch Netflix?"
Also, can you just give us a physical description of Michael?
I am not gonna do anything of the sort.
I'm gonna say he's thin, tall,
23.
Handsome.
very white.
That has nothing to do with it.
No,
I don't know.
very thin.
Yeah, he's thin, tall, skinny,
He's like a lean young guy.
Yeah,
Like not a big guy.
but like you said, he was handsome.
handsome.
Very handsome and single. Just,
But really, the more important attribute is kind.
Not the guy you would think would
Not a fighter.
not a fighter. He's a lover.
Well,
He's a lover, not a fighter. And I love you, Michael.
but he wants to fight though. He was in the warehouse ready.
So he was in there. So I said, "Michael, you just let him walk away?" He's like, "Yeah, just let him go." I just told him to get out. I was like, he was literally using the bathroom to like, stop him. So then, we had the conversations. That was yesterday morning, like 8 a.m. It's going to be a beautiful day. So, we go about our day. We do the whole thing. We talked about it briefly after our meetings. And at like 9 p.m., I get a text from Michael, a group text saying, "Hey, the alarm system's going berserk. I just called the cops. I think someone's in there again. And I'm heading over to the warehouse." I was like, "All right." And I called Austin, and I was like, "Can you come pick me up? We live close to each other. Let's go down to the warehouse, meet Michael." By the time we get there, we hear this guy going through the warehouse, rummaging. Lights are going on, white lights are going off. I guess he clipped the security system, so cut all the sensors off. And it was interesting. So we called the police, waited for about 45 minutes for the police. Yeah, at least, right? And this is not a nice part of town. This is not even like a not nice part of town. We're in the hood. We're in World War Z part of Los Angeles.
How much of Los Angeles would you say, like percentage-wise, is the hood?
Oh, I thought you were going to say how much isn't the hood.
Maybe that's the better question.
Yeah, I was at Beverly Hills, Bel Air, and Brentwood.
Yeah, I mean,
If it starts with a B.
Yeah.
yeah, we were getting out there like towards East LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was interesting between like the guys that were driving by and they're like tricked out Mercedes with like blacked out windows and like rolling by. It was starting to feel unsafe. It started to feel like the neighborhood knew 3 white dudes, one half Latino, but I don't know if they were checking cards, were standing out on their block.
That's why I mentioned that Michael was very white, because he would stand out.
Yes,
But the guy who was breaking in was also very white.
very white too,
True.
and skinny.
Interestingly enough, and
Michael
wearing-
could have taken him. That's all I'm saying. There was an opponent designed for him. It was
But
him.
I'm telling you what, it makes me nervous when somebody says, "You know what I'm doing here."
That makes me nervous.
Yeah, because that's a little too
You know what I'm doing here? I'm taking your stuff.
self-aware, very self-aware.
Very self-aware.
Yeah.
So when Michael had called me, I was like, "Hey, by the way, like this guy's probably gonna come back
Mm-hmm.
because he realized how easy it was. You did nothing. You didn't, you didn't do anything to stop him. So like he's going, okay, these are people who are gonna hurt me. And then we shouldn't have hurt him. We didn't hurt him.
No, but we could have called the police, or
We did, and they
Yeah.
never showed up in the morning, which is kind of crazy.
because I guess the police have been defunded and they're not available.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy when you riot and try to defund the police. Like something like that happens, and then people get hurt.
Yeah.
So then we're there this evening. We get there, the whole thing. I show up. I'm ready to go. And it was kind of an eerie thing because the police never showing up. So it was like, okay, it didn't feel like they were going to come. They finally roll up. And then when they rolled up like 7 cop cars deep. And they're like, we're ready to go. And I'm like, okay, well, I've always wanted to go on a ride along. This is great. So we're showing them the layout of the warehouse. They get the shotguns out. They're going in. And the guy escapes out the front freaking door.
Yeah.
He bolt cutted through like 6 other locks that we had replaced earlier that morning and escapes down the street, and they go chasing him. It was crazy.
But they caught him.
They caught him. I feel bad.
I don't feel bad they caught him.
Okay.
And
I feel bad he chose a line of work that he was not prepared for.
yeah. I remember years ago from a passage, I think it's in Ephesians 5:24, I could be wrong. But when it says, let him who steals steal no longer and work with his hands and do something useful that he may have something to share with those who are in need. And that passage always reminds me that we steal because we do not believe we can create. And, you know, when you're stealing, you're not contributing.
Right.
And there has to be something in the psychological framework of a person, even the spiritual framework of a person, where they would rather take what someone else has worked hard to earn than to work hard to create what they want
It's
or
interesting.
need in life. And but our city's a mess.
A mess.
I mean, the crime, the violence, it's just out of control. And so I think it's really interesting that it's happening even in our context all the time right now.
Why am I so connected to all these robberies? Like, why am I around all these situations? But this was one thought I had was, I posted a little like video of me at our warehouse and said Caruso can.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my kind of, clever way of just being like, this is insane. Because one, I was like, well, you guys got the call 45 minutes ago. Where'd you go? And not that you weren't busy, but how come these things aren't priority? I imagine there's so much stuff going on in Los Angeles. It's hard to manage, but it felt like a sad reality that you could see these guys. This is not fun work.
No.
This is not work anyone wants to do. And they knew they were being recorded. We're filming it. I'm sure they have body cams. Like, that's got to be a very stressful lifestyle to be recorded 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
8 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Also, interesting thing.
Because no one's praising them for their successes. They're just praising them or they're just ripping them apart for their failures.
Yeah, no one really praises a police officer when he does quote his job.
Yeah.
They only critique you when you do it wrong or you do it badly. And so it's a kind of very difficult environment right now. I did think it was interesting. Brooke, was it someone told Michael this, or he called 911 and no one came, called 911, no one came, and he called someone and asked, I guess a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
A police officer we know from Hollywood.
Yeah, so that we know here in Hollywood. And he said, when you call 911, tell them I'm not getting off until an officer arrives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you hang up, you are no longer priority.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, immediately my question is, why does the most obnoxious person get the help?
Yes.
Right? Because it's the person who says, I'm not getting off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be in your face until you get someone here. And I tend to be a person who doesn't like to be intrusive. I tend to, not want to be an obnoxious person. I'm not the person who's going to say, I'm going to stay on the line till you show up here. And so what I'm realizing is that politeness, kindness, diplomacy doesn't get you the help you need.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is there are so many implications. I don't even know where to go with that, but it's that old phrase, what the squeaky wheel gets the oil or whatever, the grease.
That's a phrase?
Yeah.
That one's.
I never raised you with cliches.
Oh, my parents used to say it like 3 times a week.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, what's the
absolutely.
actual phrase,
The
Austin?
squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The person who complains all the time is the one that gets attention.
Yep.
Liberals. What? I'm sorry.
But it reinforces like a terrible
I'm sorry. What?
attitude.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I apologize.
It does.
It's true.
Yeah, it reinforces a terrible cultural condition,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
right? Because it means that the most obnoxious people, the ones who are most demanding, are the ones that get all the help.
Yeah.
And the people who are trying to be kind and polite and cooperative and respectful, they're not going to get the help.
even, and it's like, you know, to go with your, where you were going, Aaron.
I was
like,
going nowhere.
If the smallest minority is the loudest,
Yeah.
they get the change, political or otherwise, that benefits them, even if they're not in the majority, even if it negatively impacts the majority.
I think that's where our culture is right now. It's that that very, very small minorities are making all the noise, doing all the complaining. They are carrying the entire national conversation. And most of the polite, reasonable, sensible, intelligent, healthy people are not screaming. And so they're not getting the attention. The problem is that the people who are the healthier people, they care about things like jobs. They care about things like crime. They care about things, you know, about
Inflation.
What?
Inflation.
Inflation. They care about education, making sure their kids are actually educated, not indoctrinated. And they're not screaming and yelling. They're not impolite and obnoxious.
Yeah.
So they don't have a voice.
Right.
And so every election is about the extremes.
Right. Yes. There has to be, you know, we were talking about, I don't know if I can air this idea out because it was shared with us by one of our friends, but I don't want to say who it is, not to not give them credit, but to not give it too much light. But one of our amazing friends that was at conference actually, and have an amazing podcast, we're talking about, we have to shine a spotlight on a third candidate. There has to be that third party spotlight. And I was like, don't call it third party, call it the first party. Get rid of the other two. You know, like, let's not make it Dems versus Republicans. Let's actually get rid of it. It's
not possible.
It isn't possible, but it is possible for someone to be so likable that they create a party more powerful than the other two.
What happened in
is it possible?
No, Ross Perot tried that, and he basically turned the election from the first Bush to Bill Clinton.
Okay, hold on. Can we just theorize?
Okay,
real quick, because Ross Perot messed some stuff up.
Yeah, now I'm not saying Clinton shouldn't have been elected over Bush. I'm just saying that usually what you do is whoever the third party is, he hurts the person closest to him, not the person furthest from him.
But let's hurt them both.
Then it becomes even again.
Let's get Kim K.
What?
And Bill Maher. And I don't know who else. I'm just saying this. If we had to create an Avengers of a third party, could we list them out? This is fun. This could be fun.
Imagining a third party with Kim Kardashian.
No,
and Bill Maher.
we're gonna call it the first party.
Okay, a first party.
Yeah, they weren't the Avengers. They're the Avengers.
Oh my god.
Ironically, Bill Maher right now is the
Most
singular reasonable liberal I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's funny how things cycle, because 30 years ago I loved Bill Maher.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of the few shows I went to, I actually went to one of his shows.
Yeah.
And then 15 years, I couldn't stomach him. It was just, felt so obnoxious to me.
Yeah, he's obnoxious.
And now I'm like, listening to him going, oh my gosh, he now is an honest liberal.
Yeah.
Didn't think it was possible.
Well, because what happened is that you have to realize that there was a time where being a liberal meant you were actually progressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've always been progressive as a human being.
Right.
And so when I was younger, I was a Democrat, every cell in my body, because it was the Progressive Party.
I mean, I've only voted Democrat until the last election.
And then I was a Republican.
No one believes me.
I do.
Yeah.
No, I know, because I raised you. And then I became a Republican because I actually perceived the Republicans as actually becoming the more progressive party.
Interesting.
With once Reagan was elected.
Yes.
And then I've gone back and forth based on the overall competency of a candidate, and it's been harder and harder. But now it's just so corrupt. Only way I can put it, because I mean, Brooke, you sent me something maybe 2 weeks ago about another large financial investment that the Democrats made on making sure that the Trump candidate won in a state election.
Yes, it disgusted me.
We talked about it 2 weeks ago.
No, but after that, she sent me others.
Oh, geez.
And so I thought, okay, look, this is interesting, like triangulation. The Democratic Party is saying,
you know what's interesting though?
Let me finish this. Trump candidates are the most dangerous things to America. So let's finance them to make sure that they get elected by the Republicans. So that way we can defeat them by saying they're the most dangerous candidate. But if you actually thought they were the most dangerous thing to America, you do everything you could to make sure they did not get elected in their primary.
Yeah.
So the hypocrisy to me is because I'm on every Democratic mailing list. And so I see multiple every day. And I go, I can't even stomach the level of duplicity that is there. And it's because what's happened is that minority voices have taken over majority parties.
I want to talk about my game that I wanted to play.
All right.
If we were to put a super PAC team of the first party,
Okay.
like what would it take to gain popular opinion,
Yeah.
move millions and millions, tens of millions of people, and gain the majority vote? Who would have to be on that team?
Okay. So it's like kind of like fantasy football.
Yeah.
It's like fantasy football. Yeah.
I would like to draft Stephen Colbert.
You think Stephen Colbert is the one?
I just love him.
Okay. Go. Okay. So
You
pick
hate
your
him.
five.
Pastor Erwin doesn't like him.
Can on the spot, can you
I
pick
used
five?
to love Steve Colbert.
On the spot,
Colbert.
I loved him until I realized he wasn't actually a conservative.
I just think he's considerate.
He is considerate.
And he's incredibly smart.
So you
He is
think,
very smart.
okay. And that's the crazy thing, is that you think that's what's gonna win.
No,
Okay.
I'm saying the Avengers don't have to have everything in
Come on,
common.
you can't throw everyone out of the plane once Brooke invites them on.
Yeah. Hey, why you gotta be like that? You have
Brooke,
10K.
Brooke.
You gotta
No,
have a
I
moment.
don't have
Okay.
it. Yeah, I haven't picked yet. I'm gonna pick second.
Who are
Pick.
you picking?
Do you have 4 more? Or do you
No.
want? Or should we go in a round? Should we
Yeah,
go?
this is a group activity.
You're gonna hate me,
All right.
and the people are gonna hate me for this.
All right.
But I can't even say it with a straight face.
You're going to pick Matthew McConaughey, aren't
No,
you?
Oh, I
No.
would love it.
I didn't think about him.
Not bad.
I mean, he's
That's
a spirit
not bad.
animal.
No, he is. To some degree, he's my spirit animal. No, I'm going first pick of the draft,
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
No, because he'll put a bid in for the party and then withdraw it and then decide a month later he actually wants to
It's
do it.
how you get a discount, Brooke. This looks nice. Oh, wait, actually, there's a bunch of breaks in it.
Mhm.
I would like a discount now. Walk out of the store, come back, buy it for cheaper. Or not. That's exactly not what happened.
So the first party has a rocket ship.
We have travel taken care of. We have defense systems taken care of. We have Wi-Fi taken care of.
Travel's unlocked.
Travel's unlocked. And we have a vacation home, Mars.
Love it. No more Camp David for us.
No, we got Mars. You know what? Just kidding. Weekend, took the kids to Mars. Elon Musk, 100%. This is why he gets the people going. He does. He gets the people going. He gets people thinking. He's untrustworthy in a way that makes him trustworthy. Like he has 1 million kids, but he owns it. He's not hiding it.
That you could say the same for Nick Cannon.
Yeah, that's also true. But a little weird. But I would say this, but Nick Cannon didn't build 3 companies at such a scale in which he's impacting all of humanity.
True. Okay, so you've got
He's
Elon
just
Musk.
impacting Mariah Carey.
Oh, goodness.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. So Elon Musk. One, I think this: young people trust him. Young people look at him as an innovator. Young people look at him as someone who's challenging the status quo, who calls it out both left and right. He calls it how it is. He gets the people going. That's my first person. Who's your?
Oh, you
first
stole
person?
my person, but I want to go
No,
back.
you can pick the same person.
Okay. I want to go back and say it was Ephesians.
Wait, no.
No. You gave me.
No. I need you to play the game. You
I
keep
am.
sidetracking. Just pick a person.
See, I'm going to go with Elon Musk too.
I'm not canceling the Bible out of this. I want the
Okay.
Bible in this, but I just
Okay.
want. You're not going back. You're not going forward. Just who?
Okay. My first choice would have been Elon Musk. In
Okay.
terms of the practical application of progressive ideals. The reason he's not a fan favorite of progressives is simply because he has more conservative views, but he does everything liberals say should be done. He's liberating us from fossil fuels. He created an economy where everyone has to move toward electric vehicles. He made all of his technology open source. So he's not a pure capitalist. He actually seems to be a pure idealist. He understands how innovation, like exploring the way of colonizing Mars, will radically transform the technological revolution on this planet. And because the half-life of not getting to Mars is transforming Earth. He wants freedom of thought and speech.
Okay.
And so most of the things that I actually adhere to, he puts his money behind it.
Okay. Second round. Brooke?
Back to me, Austin.
Oh, Austin?
Austin.
Austin wants to
Austin.
talk?
You want Dennis Villeneuve?
Austin, come on.
I want Morgan Freeman because he's the most trustworthy face in the world.
This is going to be the Rotten Tomatoes party. Okay, Morgan Freeman because he's the most recognizable face in the world.
No, the most trusted voice.
Trusted voice in the
Yes.
world.
Yes.
If he
Those
says
campaign ads would be amazing.
Come on.
Absolutely.
He'd be like,
Mhm.
God?
We are here.
Hasn't he played God in like
Ready to
5
change the
different
world.
movies?
it,
Yep.
Bruce Almighty, man.
At this point, he is.
Yeah. And
Well.
all right.
You're gonna get
I didn't
us in
finish
trouble. That's for the Patreon
That's
audience.
Back to
Austin.
Brooke. Back to Brooke.
Back to Brooke.
I don't know. Now I feel like this is tough. Are we talking about someone with like actual political
No,
expertise?
enough. No.
Oh,
all
no,
of
wait
it.
a minute.
You have to have. Does Trump? Does Biden?
Does Biden's political expertise help him?
Okay, look, both of you coming at me really strong.
No, we're having a discussion, Brooke. Okay, so who are we on right now? Can you see
Well,
Brooke
you
now?
both have Elon Musk and you have Elon Musk's doppelganger.
No. Then we have Morgan
No.
Freeman. And
No,
now,
we're on round 2 now. So Brooke, you got round 2.
all right, Brooke, come on.
What does round 2 mean? Like my second draft pick?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is like you just drafted your point guard now. Who's your shooting guard?
Just like
Okay.
President Biden picked Kamala Harris.
Who?
Who's the second most important person in your party?
you have to sway an entire people group to move towards a new party. So popularity, social understanding, political prowess,
Oh, you know who I
government
choose?
influence. Who?
If Elon Musk is already there and you've got Morgan Freeman, you got some big names, I choose.
No. This is different teams.
It's different team. I don't
We're
understand.
not in
this
the
This
game.
is fantasy football.
Fantasy football, Brooke. You don't all draft to the same team. You draft to your own team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were just like
No.
compiling Avengers all
All,
together.
all you
No.
have right
Morgan
now.
Freeman's not on my team.
Oh, so all I have is Stephen Colbert?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll take Elon Musk too. You both made very compelling arguments, and if we can all choose him, then I'll choose him. I couldn't understand why you both chose
Okay,
him twice. I
you
was
caught
like,
me in a
Pastor
bad
Erwin,
moment
he's already
there.
there.
Okay. My number 2
Mhm.
for her newfound love, her newfound discovered love for the law,
Oh my gosh.
for freeing prisoners, wrongfully accused and imprisoned prisoners who were on death row,
Ah,
for her brilliant podcast.
for her dating of Pete Davidson.
I'm going to go with Kim Kardashian. You can't, no, don't laugh at me. This is why. I can't.
So
Don't laugh at me.
embarrassed.
This is why.
I raised him better than this.
No. I know how to win with this. Elon Musk, Kim Kardashian, uncancelable. You can't. They keep it. Their own garbage is out there on the internet. They are who they are. They're imperfect. They're flawed, but so is our system. She's got a family with the highest Instagram followers in the world. That is in and of itself its own Avengers.
Okay, pick 2.
The White House will be in Calabasas.
Oh my gosh.
Pick one more.
No, I'm not. I'm dead serious going, she will run in 20 years, in 10 years, I think she'll run. 100%. She's building a platform for her. Have you listened to her in a podcast?
No.
It's surprisingly really good.
She has a podcast?
Yes, it just came out 2 weeks ago, and it's her going deep diving into a man who was wrongfully accused of killing 3 people in a shootout when he has an alibi of him being 45 minutes away. This man has lived in prison for 28 years, and she's now having this podcast with him. And it was allowed by like
She's getting a law degree
Oh,
now,
dang.
right? Yeah.
she got a law degree.
Okay.
She did. She
She got a
passed the baby bar.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
But
more than-
her podcast was more streamed than Joe Rogan's and Meghan Markle's.
yes, I actually listened to it. It's kind of a mix between like Serial,
Yeah.
so kind of this true crime.
Yeah.
She's
Wow.
in it like maybe 25%. She kind of
Mhm.
like hosts it and like connects it and gives like the overview and does a lot of the Zoom calls with the guy.
Mhm.
But then there's all these other characters that are in the podcast as well, like different lawyers and different team members,
Mhm.
the different people giving testimonies. It's fascinating. I'm just saying. She would be amazing. Elon's wingman. Or maybe she's the front woman. I don't know.
I'm ready with my
Wait,
Are you
Dad's
gonna
got
skip
it.
No,
Dad's
skip
got
it.
after
Go
Pastor
for it.
Erwin. I just got excited.
No. You're round 2. You got to go number
Okay.
2.
Well, I have 2 people, so I'm going to skip my second person and go to my third person.
No, you have one person.
I know.
Okay, go to
but
your
I have
second.
two
third.
in my head.
Okay, go to your second and third. This is not how this game goes. Why are you guys creating the game? It's my game.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Shonda Rhimes.
Okay.
Shonda Rhimes?
Yes,
Shonda
Yes,
Rhimes.
scandal.
and because Shonda Rhimes understands
Story.
all the inner workings of political drama,
Okay.
intrigue.
Okay.
She's a brilliant writer, and you'd need someone who understands politics, understands human emotions,
Okay.
understands narratives,
It's interesting.
and she would be the most compelling speech writer. And
Okay.
and for Elon Musk, and Elon needs someone who creates an overarching narrative because Elon is brilliant, but he's crazy. you
He
know,
is. And he
and-
can't be the president.
and he wouldn't necessarily always stay on point and on narrative, but Shonda Rhimes could create an overarching narrative, and I think she really does understand liberal and conservative ideologies, thinking, and if she decided to create a third party that would be truly inclusive of all society, she could do it. So
So your team, so you're going Elon Musk, Shonda Rhimes.
I am,
The,
and
the showrunner, the creator of all of these
All
Grey's
these-
Anatomy, Scandal, Bridgerton.
all of them.
yeah, because she's a brilliant thinker.
Interesting.
And you can see that in her storytelling, and
She is.
and then also then my party now becomes diverse. It's male and female. It's
Yeah.
Black American, white American.
Yeah.
It's a person who's a little more conservative with a
Yeah.
person who's more liberal.
Yeah.
And so I think that if you're going to create an inclusive party, you have to create inclusive leadership.
Can you say your third one so I can do two at one time too?
My third one's going to be kind of like Aaron's, Kim Kardashian kind of thing.
Go. Let's go. Let's hear about it. Let's hear
I'm going to pick George Clooney.
Yes.
Because I think George Clooney has been around for a long time, and he strangely has massive amount of respect and love and admiration. I don't know anyone who hates George Clooney.
No.
No one. They
And-
don't exist.
He's intelligent. He's thoughtful. He married well. He's elegant. He's unabrasive. He's and even though he's probably fully like a Hollywood liberal, he doesn't wear it in such a way that he comes across as an elitist or judgmental or arrogant in his positioning. So I actually like him a lot.
So George Clooney. So you're
yeah.
okay. Let's go, Brooke.
But that's awesome. The White House would have Nespresso and tequila. Okay.
Casamigos Blanco.
You ready for
The
this?
White House.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
All right.
My next two. Because I'm just cheating.
So you're
now.
going all the way to 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, you're going to 4.
You
Okay.
went to 4 too.
No, I
Oh,
went,
you
to
went to
3.
Okay. Go, Brooke.
I'm bringing in Michelle Obama
Oh.
because people would be desperately happy to vote for the first party if Michelle Obama was the
Dang,
face.
she's
That's it.
just.
You just.
I won it.
I-
You
And-
didn't
Okay,
win it.
wait a
You
minute.
didn't win it because my next
I
guest
absolutely
will
won. No, no, no.
surprise you.
No. And are you ready? Pastor Aaron, I'm gonna match your speechwriter with the greatest speechwriter of all time. I'm taking Aaron Sorkin.
I
No,
knew
you're
you
not. I
were.
knew you were.
I
That
knew
was
you
mine.
were.
That was mine. That you cannot. This is why we pick one at a time.
Yep.
No.
The rules are stated.
I
No.
But-
No.
but
This
wait
is
a minute.
not. No, this is not.
She
This is
stole my concept, though.
This is my game, and you two have ruined
I
it.
couldn't take Aaron because I couldn't start with 2 white guys. It just would not have worked.
Look, all my ladies are married to black guys, so this is where we're winning right now because I'm about. And Kim
Awesome.
Kardashian's
Wait a
Armenian.
minute. Austin, come on, give us a couple.
I was also gonna take Aaron Sorkin.
Oh, no, you're
literally
allowed
wrote
to.
it down.
You're allowed to.
This is insane.
I also vote
The
for
audacity.
Oprah
Oprah?
because
Ooh.
between
Ooh.
Aaron Sorkin, Oprah, and Morgan Freeman, I think America will just fall in love with our party.
I feel disappointed.
No,
And
I'm gonna say
No,
I'm gonna
this is nothing to do. No, this is not your turn.
What?
This
No.
is not your turn.
I'm gonna have more people vote for Shonda Rhimes than she's gonna have for Aaron Sorkin. 'Cause
Look,
a lot of people don't remember.
no
Aaron.
one wants to vote for Aaron Sorkin, but people will be moved by his words coming out of Michelle Obama's
So
mouth.
true.
Look,
Oh.
you super teamed us. You super teamed us. That was my number 5.
I didn't understand the game and then I
Michelle?
won it.
Michelle, yeah, because she is the queen. There is no other queen. Because
Well, they would say Beyonce.
they would say Beyonce, but Beyonce's. I don't
having
think.
a renaissance.
Yeah, I don't think Beyonce is like revered in that way. Like I think she's revered as an artist and a
Yeah.
true artist, but not as like any type of influential figure when it comes to like any kind of politics or law. Okay, so I'm kind of disappointed because now my next, you know what? We don't get to do 4, 5, 6. So you have one less and you're going to get lapped. You have your next one ready?
I only have 3. How many do you have?
We have to go to 5. It's our starting 5.
All right, go.
So my third was going to be Aaron Sorkin.
No, you already have 3.
No, I have Elon Musk, Kim Kardashian. You went 2 more. You went 2, 3. Then she went 3, 4. And then I'm just on third one now.
Oh, wow. Okay, you got a couple then.
I'm sad.
Why?
Come on.
I'm sad.
Yeah, that's what happens in political.
I'm sad.
In the political arena.
No, I'm a little sad because you two cheated.
No, I have something that'll cheer you up.
What?
Did you hear that Rick Caruso objected to being called white?
What would my friend Rick Caruso like to be called?
He said he's Italian and thus Latin.
That's I remember saying that to someone 30 years ago.
Loophole.
No, I told 30 years ago there was a young Italian and he kept saying he was white. I said, hey, you're Italian, you're Latin.
Yeah.
That you're the original.
The original.
Latins.
Yeah.
And but all right, come on, give us your 3 and 4. Come on.
I only have 3 right now. Okay, 3 and 4, and then my 5 will be a sleeper. Okay. So I have Aaron Sorkin because he has to write the speeches.
Okay.
He has to write the speeches for Michelle Obama because Michelle Obama is without a doubt the most respected woman besides my mother in this country.
So you're taking Aaron and Michelle.
Aaron and Michelle.
Okay.
And
so you're doing the same thing.
But I was going Michelle 5 because she is gonna swat all of the garbage that comes her way from the Democratic convention, the DNC and what is it? The DNC and
the GOP?
The GOP. I almost said GNC.
Okay. I do think
workout, please.
Nutritional supplements.
If I could use a block, because I don't believe either one of you should be allowed to use Michelle Obama because her husband was the president of the United States in the Democratic Party. So she's not going to start a third party that opposes her husband's legacy.
No, because it's why. It is the dagger in the heart. You know what? We had to leave the party because of its corruption and convolution. It is no longer about the principles in which it was founded upon. It is now a dumpster fire of racism and destruction and malpractice.
Speaking of that, of racism and destruction, we have to get to what happened here in LA in a few minutes.
We do, but this is fun.
Right. Oh, yeah,
we don't have a lot of fun. This is fun.
All right. So I've got 4.
You have to pick your 5th.
Do they have to be alive?
Yes, they have to be alive. We didn't specify if they have to be U.S. citizens.
But they have to be. They have to be.
No, because Elon's out.
Oh, to like run for president.
He's not an American citizen?
No, he's South African.
But he's an American citizen.
Yeah, but I'm saying
he just can't be president or vice president.
Right,
Yeah,
that's why.
party.
He can be secretary of state.
Okay, pick your guy.
Yeah.
Pick your guy.
Yeah,
or girl.
Or chief of staff or
I'm stressed.
I know who you want.
Who do I want, Brooke?
Nayib Bukele.
Well, yeah, but Bukele's can't
You want to bring in a dictator?
No.
I'm just he's my president. He's my president. That's my man. I would move back to El Salvador and vote for him. He's the first president of El Salvador that makes me want to go back and actually have a dual citizenship.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Because he's amazing. Okay.
And I do have a dual citizenship, so.
You do.
Yeah. I don't have a 5th person that comes racing into my mind.
Okay.
And can I give a pass and come back?
Yeah, you can get a pass and come back because Brooke will give her next 4.
You got one more, Brooke.
Please.
I only have one more. Right now I have almost the exact same team as Aaron, but where you have Kim K, I have Stephen Colbert. So a sweater vest to a Balenciaga skin tight suit. Oh, no, I'm kind of stumped. Austin, how many do you have? 3?
Sure.
Who do you want? I'm passing it.
I have no idea.
Passing it to me?
This is above my pay grade.
No one has a 5th.
Oh, I have a 5th. I just want you guys to go first because I'm going to.
You want to swat us down with it?
Wow.
Give us your 5th. Give us your 5th.
You've clearly thought about this.
Ooh, I have mine.
All right, go for it.
Completely impractical for no reason other than that I love him. I will be having Stanley Tucci in my
Stanley
first party.
Tucci.
I love Stanley Tucci.
From the Hunger Games.
Wow, you just wasted a 5th vote.
You really
Why
did.
you gotta be like that?
You're
Have you
super
met
packed.
Stanley
Well,
Tucci?
we just found his wink link. Their wink link.
Listen, I don't think you guys understand
He's amazing.
how
Is it a
many
wink link?
middle-aged women love Stanley Tucci. My women vote is like on lock.
Okay.
Do you really think women will vote for Kim Kardashian's party?
Oh, 100%. They buy her products.
That's
they watch
different.
her TV shows. Oh, are you kidding me? Kim is for the people. They've watched her husband lose himself. The father of her children. They're praying for her. The people are with her. Do you have a fifth?
His name is leaving me right now.
Describe him.
Describe him.
He's the head of the NBA.
Oh, I almost said Adam Silver.
Adam Silver. I am choosing Adam Silver. I want to say I feel terribly distraught that not one of us, including myself, found a Latino worthy of being in the top 5. And this is a part of the Latino problem in America, is that we have not presented ourselves in such a way to have a broad cultural impact at the level that we should. And
right.
So I was just scrambling in my mind for a Latino that I felt like would really be in that top 5, and I was going to nominate myself, but I felt that might not be appropriate.
No, it's appropriate.
No, I was going to ask, are we included automatically,
You
or
can
do we have
be.
to draft
I'm
ourselves?
surprised you did Aaron Sorkin. I thought you could be the speechwriter.
I want Aaron.
But I'm going to go ahead and go with Adam Silver, because I don't know a commissioner who has more effectively and elegantly managed the power of billionaires who own teams and the power of millionaires who play on the teams, because there are no poor people in the NBA, and is able to create a level of continuity and cooperation, and with an incredible sense of mutual respect for every individual. I think Adam Silver is a genius, and I love the way that he has led the NBA. If the NFL had someone like him, they wouldn't have had the whole issues they had over the past few years. So anyway, that's my 5th. He's my 5th.
You got one? You got a 5th?
I'm feeling good about him.
My 5th was apparently a wash, but Stanley Tucci can cook Italian food, so at least we'll be eating pasta as we lose. And then Austin,
you got one?
Not really. This isn't my world as much. I don't know people's political prowess or sides, or if they're respected in the world, like George Clooney.
My 5th was more of a fun one.
Okay.
But I felt that we needed to have Hans Zimmer. Because this is why. Because the national anthem is whack.
oh my gosh.
And me?
Keep going.
Or no. But we need to rewrite that thing. We need a score. We need a score to all of the political ads. When you're going to the White House, we need to have some music everywhere. My man can take it out. He also can collab with everyone. So I'm thinking Hans Zimmer gets with Travis Scott and maybe John Legend, new national anthem for the people.
You just managed to add 8 people.
Yeah.
I just see all the
Somehow you got
possibilities.
John Legend into your party.
Yeah,
Just like,
I like how you just spread that.
Okay,
you have a whole cabinet.
This took way too long. But
All
is there anything we want to hit? We've already been going for quite a long time.
yes, talking about politics.
Talk about politics.
There was a lot of drama that went down with our LA City Council.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll kind of open that one up. I follow Rick Caruso. Caruso can. There are 2 kind of front runners in the mayoral race for Los Angeles, Rick Caruso and Karen Bass. And they've had a few debates. I think there was one last night. I was stuck in the warehouse, couldn't watch it. And there's a lot of controversy. He posted on Instagram that he demanded the resignation of these council.
It's Nuri Martinez, who was the city
councilwoman
head of city council,
and then 2 councilmen, right? Who
were
in
with her.
Who were with her,
in
but
the
they were in the
conversation.
conversation. And there's
But she's the one that said everything, pretty
and there
much.
was a recorded audio.
Yep.
So which one of those guys recorded it, huh? Oh, their mics were left on. Do you know what it was?
No, I don't know who.
I don't know how it was recorded, and I don't know how it was suddenly leaked.
Yeah, but the LA Times got it, put it out there, and the stuff she said was very racist.
Yeah, and I'll say this because maybe I'm the only one positioned to say this as a Latino.
Yes.
One of the things people don't realize is that there's a whole culture in Latin America of elitism and racism.
Yeah.
And there is huge racism among Mexican culture.
Yeah.
Among lighter, taller Mexicans who are more European looking
Yeah.
against the more indigenous native Mexicans who are in Central Americans who are shorter and browner. And not only that, there's huge racism among certain groups of Latin Americans toward Black people in general. And what really struck me in watching the city council scenario unfold is that this is not a Republican versus Democrat situation.
Right.
Every single person on that city council would be an extremely far left liberal Democrat.
Right.
And so the idea that's being presented nationally that racism is on the right and equality and equity is on the left is just a false narrative.
So false.
This is a person who's far, far left, and she's as racist as they come.
Mm.
And her language was so condescending and demeaning and racist. And I can tell you that any perception that you have that Democrats are not a racist party is a false view of history, and it's a false view of reality. And so I was just struck in this moment because now you have an incubator where you get to see what it looks like on the inside on a far left agenda, and it's just as racist and bigoted and demeaning and elitist as you would ever perceive on the right as well.
Yeah.
Which is really tragic.
I mean, it's completely unacceptable. She
No.
needs to be removed.
Yeah, she resigned as the chairman, but she did not resign from the city council,
No, she's just taking a leave.
which is absurd.
Which a leave is, I hope you forget,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, so I can come back and finish this out.
See, a lot of people called for their resignations, but Newsom didn't. He just
Gavin
said,
Newsom, our governor.
Yeah, he just said he's encouraged that they apologize and began to take responsibility for their actions. Wrong
Yeah,
with
you
it.
don't want to judge someone if you're worried that you're going to get caught somewhere having said something.
He
too.
wants the Latino
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah.
He wants the Latino vote. So if he removes a Latina from council, any kind of council, that is a mark against him. And he's going to try to run for president probably in 2 years.
Oh, yeah, he's not doing anything to be governor. He's doing everything to be president.
I can't wait till he goes out to be president, tries to become president. French Laundry, all the French Laundry stuff's going to come out. That guy's going to get.
I just have one national question. Do you
Yes.
really want the United States to look like California?
No, you don't.
Do we want the economic conditions of California spread across the nation? Do you want the political and social issues that are struggling that we're struggling with in LA and San Francisco? Like I was noticing that San Francisco was sending an immense amount of money to Atlanta for the races there, because in San Francisco you already know that your candidate's going to be liberal,
Right.
so they don't spend their money in San Francisco. They send it to other parts of the country.
Wow.
And do you really want Atlanta to become San Francisco?
No.
Do you want the crime and violence and political unrest and this tension of defund the police, and yet having this massive need for police presence in the city? Do you want that in Ohio and Illinois?
No.
And so I'm just immensely frustrated
But
with that.
is there? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off at the
no,
end of yours.
yeah.
I think that's a great point that you make. Is there a city though that reflects what we want to the nation to reflect?
Well, look where people are moving.
Sorry, let me say that better.
No.
Is there a city in this country that is the epitome of what it should be, what the country should reflect?
Well, that's a really funny question, because objectively what you'd look at is where are people moving.
Right.
So I guess the answer would be Austin
That ain't it.
and Nashville.
I like Austin and Nashville, but that's not it.
Well, it's where people are going.
They're going there because it's cheaper
Ooh.
and you're protected by taxes.
You know what the
Protect you-
most popular large city to move to was this year?
What's
What?
that?
My hometown, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh.
And then it's Dallas, Austin, San Antonio.
Right. So ironically, you have conservative cities in conservative states where everyone who's leaving our liberal state and cities are going to, but then we go to those cities and then we vote for liberal policies and we turn
Yeah.
those cities into what we left.
So it's like a liberal virus.
I didn't say it.
What I am saying, though, is that I think this is a great moment for liberals to look at things and go, hey, did we add things to our policies and perspectives that really were not healthy? Because there's so many things in liberalism that are really good ideas and really good agendas, but they get swallowed up in all of this lobbying of a subset of issues that are killing the party.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I think is there time enough for us to go into what we want?
We need to wrap up. We've been talking for an hour.
I know we do want to talk about the Kanye West White Lives Matter thing.
Maybe we should do that on Patreon.
Should we just do 5 minutes, 10 minutes for Patreon real quick?
Yeah, but let's close up this section.
Okay, let's close it out. All right, guys. Well, we teased that next episode a little bit. Thank you guys for being a part of the Battle Ready podcast family, tuning in this week, checking out this podcast. We release on Fridays, and for Patreon, we release on Tuesdays. We've been doing private episodes, only accessible on Patreon. But if you're on here, we're so grateful. We just want you to know, can you rate and review the podcast? Can you go to Apple Podcasts and give us 5 stars, leave a comment, let us know you're listening, go to Spotify, leave 5 stars, go to YouTube, hit subscribe, leave a comment, let us know you're watching. And we're really excited to keep doing this, excited to take this to the next level.
All right, it's been great.
All right, we'll see you next week.